in 1987. New Zealand and Australia hosted the first ever World Cup. 16 teams competed. The All Blacks won, and a tradition was born. In 1991, it was Australia's turn, beating England in a low-scoring final.
England in trouble here. It's a try.
In '95, what a proud moment for host nation South Africa.
Looks for the drop. Has he got it?
And 4 years later, the Wallabies lifted the Webb Ellis Cup again. Now, in 2003, both the prize and the tournament are in Australia, a country that to the rest of the world seems another world away. A land of rich beauty and rugged terrain, of dangerous animals that bite, and of people that worship sun and sport. 48 games, 6 weeks, 20 nations, one question. In this, the land they call Down Under, who will finish on top in the 2003 Rugby World Cup? Sydney, the sparkling harbour city that hosted the 2000 Olympics, is at the centre of the world's sporting stage once more.
I wish the players and the teams the best of luck and an enjoyable tournament. Thank you.
Enjoy our nation as you travel to the four corners of it, and in that spirit I have great pleasure in declaring the Rugby World Cup of 2003 officially open.
The preliminary rounds of the tournament are divided into 4 groups, each with 5 teams. In Pool A, Australia is striving to become the first nation to win consecutive World Cups. Pool B promises to be full of flair. It's headed by France, the 1999 runners-up. And watch out for the renowned entertainers of Sevens Rugby, Fiji. In Pool C, much is expected of England, the most impressive and consistent team in World Rugby leading into the tournament. Their clash with South Africa is much awaited. And in Pool D, all eyes are on World Cup favourites New Zealand, looking to make amends after finishing 4th in 1999. The top 2 teams in each pool qualify for the quarter-finals. To the point system. 4 will be awarded for a win, 2 for a draw. A team scoring 4 or more tries earns 1 bonus point, as does a team that manages to lose by 7 or less. In the wake of the opening ceremony, it's time for the high drama to begin. The host nation and Argentina with the honour of kicking off the world's biggest sporting spectacle in 2003. After an indifferent build-up to the tournament, the Australians are determined to show their critics they will be a force come quarter-final time. This game a formidable challenge against a team renowned for its brilliant scrummaging. A successful penalty goal by Elton Flatley gives the Wallabies first points.
The Australian vice-captain ignites the vast crowd.
Philippe Contepomi doesn't have the same success with his opening shot. The Wallabies with the better of play, but they're plagued by poor execution.
Rogers, the pass was behind him.
Afterwards, Flatley increases the lead to 6.
It's a dream start for the Wallabies.
Australia finally click. Rugby League converts Matt Rogers and Wendell Saylor proving their worth.
Rogers and Saylor. Saylor looking for the first try.
Argentina down 11-0, then down to 14 men.
And that's a penalty. It could also be a yellow card.
He did not even look at going at that ball then.
A yellow card to centre Manuel Contaponi.
You must challenge in the air. You made no attempt to go for the ball. No, you are off. Dangerous play.
By half-time, 14-3 in a mistake-riddled game yet to flow or send fear into the minds of the Wallabies' big-name rivals. The second half begins disastrously.
Felipe Contepomi gets proceedings underway in this second half. And a heavy spill there for David Giffen.
The incident stops play for 8 minutes. A sickening sight for any coach. Who knows a whole campaign can be scarred by such injuries. Thankfully for Australia, lock David Giffen will miss only 2 games as the Wallabies continue to struggle at vital moments.
Ross with him. Big Joe Ross.
It's forward.
Forward pass.
The Pumas have their own worries. An off night for Contepomi. Yet the South Americans begin to gain momentum.
Orengo now. And here it is for Coletto. Did he hold on to the ball?
17-8 with 8 minutes to go. The game is suddenly alive, but Argentina's rally comes all too late. Winger Joe Roth sealing the Wallaby victory.
Great replay, Australia.
An unconvincing start to Australia's title defence.
It was a scratchy performance in some aspects, but, you know, it was a positive start. We won our first game and we won that game pretty convincingly. We had some opportunities which we didn't quite convert, but really happy with the effort and just happy to get into the tournament now.
The competition moves into full swing on day 2 with 4 games. Most attention is on New Zealand versus Italy. The Europeans are coached by All Black legend John Kirwin, who says his team must play like Italians drive, unpredictably. But from the moment Carlos Spencer leads the haka, the result of this game is predictable.
No tackle this time. Yes, there was one in the end, but he's over. Spencer, Mialamu, Rogathoko, and the captain. Ruben Thorne is in.
It is a bruising afternoon. Hooker Carla Festucia can vouch for that, so no injuries are more critical than the one resulting from this.
Awkwardly with Tana Umaga, and I think that doesn't look... Oh, his right knee. His left knee.
Tana Umaga, one of the most fearsome runners in world rugby, begins sprinting against time, but the knee injury wrecks his campaign. He will not play again in the tournament. His absence makes no difference against Italy.
He has men to his right. He sees them, and Howlett will clear away. All the way.
The Italians, though, refuse to give in. Their midfield defence hits hard, but the All Blacks know how to hit harder.
Now Muliana, and it's Rogathoko at halfway, gets away from Mazzucato, and now it is going to be a run and try for Carlos Spencer.
Ahead 25-0 at half-time, the tournament favourites take advantage of their tiring opponents in the run home. Howlett, Spencer and the electric 20-year-old winger Joe Rogathoko each crossed twice in an 11 tries to 1 demolition of their opponents.
Again to Hewitt, and now hits Howlett. Touch judge gave the thumbs up. Marshall, Spencer, big ball out wide. This is nice, and Rogathoko, he scores one. Spencer, and now Nonu again. Been left behind Rogathoko. Apparently it didn't go forward. And it's Daniel Carter who brings up 50.
Rogathoko wears Jonah Lomu's number. With play like this, he's set to be one of the stars of the tournament. A hamstring strain when he crosses for his second try will force him out for 2 games. The All Blacks winning 70-7.
Brave run by Canale, but they won't catch him.
It's good to be finally started after a long build-up, but you know, the guys have been looking forward to it, and you know, it wasn't too bad out there.
In the New South Wales coastal city of Gosford, there's a bite in both the wind and the stands for Ireland's opening game against Romania. Running with the gale, the Irish turn to David Humphreys for early points.
Struck it pretty well with the breeze behind him. And that's a little bit of a milestone for David Humphreys, because that's now his 100th Test match penalty.
Imposing winger Shane Horgan clicks his team into try-scoring mode.
On the inside, Meggs, one to beat. Horgan stepping and across the line for the first time for Ireland.
26-0 at half-time. The Romanians, though, have still been able to leave their mark and start strongly after the break.
Mafte. Towed ahead. The chase is on.
Oh, is this a penalty try?
Timeout. Mark, please check for foul play in goal and advise me.
Another look at it here. Now this man, Gabriel Brozoianu, the leading try scorer, got the push there, and gee,
No doubt whatsoever would have scored the try.
Romania's spirits lift, and only strong defence from flanker Keith Gleeson stops another try. But the Irish soon regain composure. Winger Dennis Hickey crossing twice. The final score, 45-17. 5 tries to 1.
Gleeson back on the inside. Dempsey, chance here for Ireland. Dempsey still going as Dempsey pumps it up now, and that's a great try to Hickey. O'Gara, great ball, great angle, and Hickey.
First up, it was quite difficult out there. The Romanians are incredibly strong, and it was a gale which kind of made it quite difficult. But I'm happy we got off on a reasonably good start. We're a tad rusty, but...
So, courtesy of a bonus point, Ireland leapfrog Australia at the top of Pool A. To the opening game in Pool B, France against Fiji, flair against spontaneity. The Islanders upset their rivals' rhythm in the opening exchanges with some strong defence. This is a torrid affair, punctuated by early penalty goals.
Frederick Michalak, but they can't put him off. Another perfect strike. 3 more points to France.
But 20 minutes in, this is what many in the crowd have come to see. Beware the Fijians in broken play.
22, and that's a poor kick. Rambeni, can he get it? Back in for Dovivarada. Try for the captain. What a reply by Fiji.
Fiji's midfield defence also rattles the French. Slowly, the favourites gain momentum.
Beautiful hands. And Dominici goes in for the French, scoring from the first phase.
Then a set move that is certain to cause more than a passing glance from rival teams.
Now a rehearsed move by the French, and they roll it effectively. Try time for the French.
France's 16-point lead is quickly cut after the break. Nicky Little's penalty goal is followed by a player every bit as dynamic as New Zealand's Roko Thoko.
A chance for Thao. Just went past. Rougerie, this is the fastest man in world rugby, and he's thrilled the crowd at Suncorp Stadium. Rupeti Thao Mbutha has scored an absolute gem in the league.
But Fiji are hampered by poor discipline. Frederick Michalak kicks 6 successful penalty attempts for the night. Ahead 30-18 with 30 minutes to go, France begin to take advantage of their tiring opponents.
And he goes to the corner and he scores the 3rd try for France.
Fiji's frustrations become all too evident.
It's to the left of our screen where he comes in. There's nothing much in this. But Thao comes in, the last man in. Here he comes. Yeah, sorry, I think he's got to go.
Rupeni Thao and Olivier Magna, both with yellow cards.
I've explained to the skippers, the 2 of you, both punching, you're both getting yellow cards.
Thao will later be cited and suspended for 2 games. The rest of the game is all one-way traffic.
Stop in his tracks. They move it wide again. Good ball movement by the French. Here's Marsh. Bonus point for the French. And a chance for the French again. And away it goes for Labitte. And Dominici goes to the corner.
61-18, 7 tries to 2. A comprehensive win by the impressive French.
Yeah, I'm happy because it was the beginning of the World Cup, and all the time we play against Fiji, it's never easy. And we have a lot of concentration and a lot of motivation for this match.
France showing they will be the team to beat in Pool B. For the opening game of Pool C, South Africa is expected to have an easy time against South American minnow Uruguay. And from the very first line out of the game, the trend is set.
From Super 12 on the South African side, and that line-out won by Matfield. This is Van Niekerk and Van der Westhuizen.
Stand-in captain Joost van der Westhuizen crosses for his second try 3 minutes later. The game is little more than a training run.
De Vet Barry has split them. Oh, great hands there from Rousseau and Van Niekerk. Spectacular handling there from the Springboks.
Willem C, beautiful ball there, De Vet Barry. And hasn't he proved a few critics wrong this year on his attacking abilities?
Uruguay. But South Africa's pressure is mounting here. Bakis Botha. And here goes Fourie again. He straightened them. Jacques Fourie, the 20-year-old. Willemse says go all the way.
Amongst the most interesting talking points, Louis Kuhn, drop-kicking conversions. The Springboks say it's to speed up play, but it's also a practice for the knockout stage, where games tied after extra time will be decided by drop-kick contests.
We just wanted to play with our game plan. We want to get through the first game with a good structure, with good, better discipline, and that's what we did.
South Africa wins 72-6, 12 tries to 0. A gentle warm-up for their next encounter against England in a week's time. Wales, the home of rich voices, has had little to sing about leading into this tournament. With just 2 wins from 11 games in 2003, this young team are looking for an improved showing, but they find it tough going against an eager Canada.
The ball went backwards, and Ross looking for 3 points. Looks good.
More worries for the Welsh when Colin Jarvis receives a yellow card. Up with the captain on the sidelines, the 14-man team manages to fire.
Harris, and through the hands it goes, and Sonny Parker is in for a try for Wales, a New Zealand-born centre.
With Iestyn Harris making the most of penalty goal chances, the Welsh move comfortably ahead.
Gareth Thomas only 3 metres out from the line. Wales searching for their second try, and they get it.
They convert a 23 half-time lead into a 41-10 victory.
Sonny Parker back on the inside, and Jones is racing away to score the first try of the second half for Wales.
Yeah, I think the guys have just been very eager over the last few weeks to get into the tournament and start playing. So we're just glad to have had a victory this evening, and now we can start the rest and see how we go for the rest of the tournament.
With the bonus point, Wales join New Zealand at the top of Group D. Scotland opened their campaign with only their second ever game against Japan. Within 5 minutes of kickoff, it appears the Scots are taking the high road.
Chance now, Patterson. Well, they hung on for so long, but finally Chris Patterson scores the first try for Scotland.
Trailing 15-6 at half-time, Japan strike first after the break.
I remember Kalahara scored 2 great ones against New Zealand. Here's a chance. Wonderful play.
15-11 is as close as the Asians come. After Kenny Logan's disallowed try, Chris Patterson crosses for his second.
Now Taylor goes short side. Chance. Patterson scores his second. And that's probably the ball game.
2 further tries ensure a comfortable win, 32-11. But the Scots know how hard they had to work.
Definitely a little bit shaky, I think. You know, there was a lot of passes went down, a lot of lost ball in contact, and I think, you know, that just shows that we've not played for 5-6 weeks, some players, and tonight was definitely a good workout.
So Scotland joined France as the early pace-setters in Group B, as they look to improve on their quarter-final exit at the last World Cup. Game 8 of the tournament signals the launch of the IRB's #1 ranked nation, England. But little can be gauged from their form against a team 16 places below them, Georgia. Goal-scoring wizard Johnny Wilkinson opens his team account. Will he be there to close it in the final in 6 weeks' time? The outstanding fly half is kept busy as his team has little trouble finding the line.
And now Wilkinson. Tyndall, first try. Georgia playing the ball on the ground, another advantage. And Greenwood. Well cleared by Greenwood. Lucy and Cohen. What a change of pace. And Ben Cohen makes it 2 in quick time.
England's only worry, injuries, forced them to finish the game with their third-string halfback. But it matters little in a 12 tries to nil thumping, 84-6.
We needed to run out and it was pretty good. We didn't concede a try, which is one of the targets, and maybe got a couple of injuries, but hopefully not too bad.
So England away and running, but their next game against South Africa will be their first true test of character. Just 4 days after their game against Australia, Argentina play Namibia for the first time. The Pumas choose largely a second-string team that is still much too strong for the African minnow.
To the short side they go, and Mendes is going to score the first try.
Centre Martin Gayton scores 3 of his team's 8 tries. They're also awarded 2 penalty tries. It's an easy night at the office.
Now the short side, quick hands, and they must score. Gaitan has a double.
The 67-14 victory takes the Pumas to the top of Group B, but both Ireland and Australia have a game in hand. Here's a trivia question for years to come. What nation is rugby's reigning Olympic champion? The USA. The Eagles won the gold the last time the sport was included in 1924. Their fortunes, though, in World Cup history haven't been as rich. Just 1 win from 9 games. Can they do it against Fiji?
Herkers looking for first points. Flags are up.
Nice nut.
Gives it to Herkes.
Oh, have a look at this. There are chasers.
Van Zyl. What about the bounce for Van Zyl?
Is an upset in the making. The USA leads 13-6. It's time for the Fijians to lift.
Bulambaka! Race for the line. Has he got the pace? No, they pull him down from behind. He pops it up for Greg Smith. He gives it to Uppy. No, though. And the big second row of the lock forward will score. They are on their feet here at Suncorp.
Down 19-13, the Eagles mount a final raid in the dying minutes.
And Lyle now 7 or 8 metres out, working to the left, and here's a chance. And it's going to come down to the conversion. They're delighted on the bench, the Americans.
Mike Herkes with all the pressure.
21. And he's pushed it out to the right. He can't add the extras. It's all
Fiji win a thriller 19-18.
We were very, very disappointed we didn't get that one. But that was a hell of an effort. No one and I think in the world of rugby gave us a chance tonight, and we almost pulled one out.
After coming into this game with the chips were done after the first loss on Saturday, but a win is a win for us, and we're happy about that. And we look forward to the next game.
The Fijians claim their first win for the tournament. The USA earns a bonus point for losing by less than 7. In Pool B, France remain the team to beat. In other Day 6 action, Tonga leave their reputation as the friendly islands on the sideline for their game against Italy. The Tongans score the only try of the first half through centre John Payne.
Italian defence is good. Lovely run by Payne. And It's all glory for Payne.
The second half opens up into an entertaining yet always physical contest.
The Italians again, Wakarua. He fell over, but got the pass away, and it's Manuel Delan. Oh, lovely run here by Tuifua. And this is a super try for Tavita Tuifua. That's the only one they've scored so far. Wakarua convert, and there's the other one. The other brother rips away and scores the try. So brothers score here. Dennis Delan.
After the earlier try by his brother Manuel, winger Dennis Delan scores the first two tries, ensuring Italy a 36-12 victory.
Out wide. Mazzucato. And he's into lovely try.
As expected, the early results in Pool D show that the second quarter-final berth behind New Zealand will come down to Italy or Wales. Samoa are the last team to begin their World Cup campaign. And as expected, they counter to an easy win over Uruguay. The Pacific Islanders' free-flowing style will be a draw card throughout the tournament. Winger Salosi Taji Thakiboa.
2003 World Cup. Uruguayans managed to wheel far out, and it's kept in play by Pastore. Oh, what a brilliant pickup. Taji Thakiboa has gone over under the post. What a wonderful pickup that was.
A magical moment for Uruguay late in the first half. Number 8, Rodrigo Carpo, scores his team's first try for the tournament.
Pats himself on the head, well done.
But the Uruguayans just can't match their fleet-footed rivals. In all, it's 10 tries to 2.
And finds his right winger. The man is away. It's Faatau. Faatau. What a try! Fantastic running. And what's it? Brian Lima looking for the hat-trick, but unselfishly offloads. It's the lock forward. It's Paliapoi. Try time.
60-13. Samoa off and running in Pool C. Is it possible they can match the two heavyweights, England and South Africa? As week 2 begins, the tournament has already settled into a familiar pattern of lopsided results between the world powers and minnows. Despite several changes to their backline because of injuries, the All Blacks expect nothing less when they play Canada. But the Maple Leafs are courageous. It takes 17 minutes for the first try.
The bounce is good for Spencer again. A brilliant kick ahead. Here comes Ralph. Ralph started it. And 80 metres away, he gets the first try tonight.
From that moment, the points come more easily.
McDonald is in. Leon McDonald. Chips for Muliaina. Oh, lovely. Halfway, Spencer. Rodney Sorialo. And that's another breakout pass.
They scored 10 tries to 0. Mills Muliaina is the star with 4.
In pass to Muliaina. Here comes try number 5. This time Nono in it from midfield position. Muliaina. He's away for a treble. And he gets it.
Final score 68-6. Despite some celebrations, the tournament favourites know there's room for improvement.
Well, it's pretty frustrating at times. You know, there's a lot of mistakes out there, and I've got to give credit to the Canadian side. They really defended terrifically.
Our guys went out there knowing that we were going to be in for a real tough match, but I think we showed a lot of heart, and we found the Canadian way again. And you know, with the exception of, you know, I think we got a little tired, and they just had too much pace on the outside, and you know, that's what makes them one of the best teams in the world.
2 wins, 2 bonus points. The All Blacks sit comfortably at the top of Pool D. Their next game in a week's time. After their unconvincing first-round performance, the Wallabies are looking for a better showing against Romania. The result of the game is never in doubt. It's just a matter of by how much they win.
It goes to Larkham. They move it wide to Flatley. He's straight through. Flatley scores. Surely the quickest try since Tim Horan at the '99 Rugby World Cup. Big men of the Australian pack getting across the advantage line. Now Flatley with that customary jig and step. Flatley away for Rogers. Superb Australian try. Now Larkham. Burke. He's a great athlete. Matthew Burke scores another try for Australia. Australia on the attack. Rogers. Try-scoring double for the Australian fullback. Matt Rogers kicks Australia further ahead with a try right under the post. Will improve.
The Wallabies ring the changes in the second half. They romp in for 13 tries in an entertaining display. Final score, 98.
And Joe Roth goes around the score. Another try for the Wallabies. There's the break by Giddo. He'll race away. This is a superb try. He'll celebrate the youngster from the ACT.
Yeah, it was a good effort. The games where everyone expects you to win by a cricket score are always tough. And we made sure that we set our own standards and started the game well.
Australia and Ireland in a seesaw battle for the top spot. Despite the ease of their win, the Wallabies say they still have work to do after committing too many handling errors. To Pool B, France begins strongly against Japan.
Only about 5 metres out. Michalak numbers, he won't need them. He throws a dummy and he just strolls across for the first try of the match.
Easy as you like. All it took was a straightening.
Manya bringing Rougerie in, and it's a clear under the fullback. He beats him. The cover can't stop him.
The Japanese, also known as the Cherry Blossoms, could perhaps be better named the Thorns. They fight back from 14 points down to trail by just 1 early in the second half.
Konia! Straight through! What a try! Japan! The New Zealand born George Konia.
Eventually, though, France have too much power and class, finishing the game strongly to win 51-29.
So it picks it up, Galtier turns it back in, and now, great move, Dominici. The Japanese didn't really know much about that one. Dominici. Rougerie, straight through, great run, oh, powerful run. Too big, too strong, too fast, he's got a double.
With 2 wins and 2 bonus points, France sit comfortably on top of their pool. Their next game set to be the toughest of their preliminary round, when they play Scotland. The 16th game of the World Cup is one of the most eagerly awaited of the tournaments so far. England against South Africa. With Prince Harry taking time off from his job as a jackaroo in outback Queensland, the English have some royal support, but can their reign extend to the field? An early penalty against centre DeWitt Barry for not releasing puts Johnny on the spot.
The crowd's happy.
It is a torrid battle between 2 enormous forward packs. The results all too clear and painful.
Well, I hope Richard Dance was wearing his mouthguard.
The backs have few opportunities, but eventually there's hope.
Here they go, Tyndall! Mike Tyndall just into touch.
And put a ball in front of Mike Tyndall. Lovely covering tackle by the breakaway.
A penalty offers the Springboks their first scoring chance.
And again, England players off their feet.
Louis Kuhn under enormous pressure to match his famous counterpart.
The crowd gives you the answer.
But the South African fly half misses his next 4 attempts in a shattering blow to his team's chances. But there are no problems for Wilkinson.
How good is that? You can't get it any better.
A break for England late in the half. Fullback Josh Lucy isn't sin-binned for tackling a player without the ball. Kuhn levels the score, 6-all at half-time.
He's on his last chance here. and he doesn't disappoint.
Wilkinson is on target yet again, early after the break. The Springboks mount their most promising raid of the game.
DeVet Barry, Smith, Matfield, Barkey's Borta! Desperate England defence.
Amid some silly infringements.
It looks to have gone too far. Robinson underneath, and very comfortable. And that is stupid play.
South Africa continue to feel the sting of Wilkinson's boot. At 12-6, it's still a grafting contest, but then the turning point.
Kuhn's kick charge down. The try's on here for Greenwood. Soccer skills.
Now, Louis Kuhn, as we see Lewis Moody leaving the ground, arms at length, and all Will Greenwood had to do was just keep control of the ball, and he was patient, waited for the bounce to score his 28th Test try.
From that moment on, England take control. Wilkinson adding some sweetness to an otherwise dour contest, with 2 drop goals in the closing stages for a personal tally of 20 points.
Number 2.
Victory by 25-6.
There's been a lot of pressure on this team this week. It's a huge, huge game. You know, they put a lot of emphasis on it, and in a way, you know, us being favourites is probably a bit of a different mindset at World Cups, but we handled it pretty well. I think
we played like we wanted to play in the first half, and they've done it against so many teams in the past. We knew in the second half we'd have to try and get hold of the ball early on and try and hold on to it. We didn't manage to do that. They got the early penalty in the second half, and from there on, you know, we were always against it.
The win looks likely to give England top spot at the end of the preliminary stage, and a likely quarter-final showdown with Wales or Italy. 3 high-scoring games are predicted on day 10. Wales and Tonga kick off action.
Television in his new home. Here's Cooper, oh, untouched. Gareth Cooper.
The game is close for much of the evening.
They're all coming in to join. Holler has joined. They get it down. Give it. Jones. Harris gets it high. Floats it wide. And it's a try for Martin Williams.
4 penalty goals by Stephen James are critical. Tonga score 3 tries to 2, but it's not enough. The Welsh win 27-20.
Vaki in there working hard. Martins away to the biggest man in the team, and it's Lavaka who is over, and the try is awarded.
Wales 5 points ahead of Italy on the table. The crunch will come when they play the Italians in 6 days' time. Conditions more akin to Lansdowne Road than Sydney greet Ireland for their game against Namibia. Both rain and tries pour.
But no, they put it to their champion centre, Brian O'Driscoll. He offloaded, they're over the line, and they've got it down.
The Emerald Isle converts a 33-7 half-time lead into a 64-7 victory. 10 tries to 1.
And it is Quinlan. Quinlan with a clear run to the line, and he has 2 tries tonight.
The only unsavoury moment, lock Paul O'Connell angers the Namibians after this stomping incident.
Last maul as it's rolling forward, Namibian player's fallen on the ground and he's out of the way. 5 Greens just chopped him up a couple of times on the way through there.
He escapes any further punishment on an otherwise satisfying night for the Irish.
I thought scoring that sort of points, keeping our discipline, putting them under constant pressure, I'd be very happy.
Courtesy of a bonus point, Ireland sneak ahead of Australia in Pool A. Wrapping up day 10 action, Samoa beat Georgia 46-9 in a game that will have no bearing on the quarter-final positions. The Pacific Islanders match their attack with heavy defence. Brian Lima's bone rattler is one of the biggest of the tournament as the Samoans run in 6 tries for an easy win.
Now he's burst through. This could be a race for the Lachana. Sititi cracks on the power. That's the bonus point. Very importantly for Samoa.
If only the preliminary games could stop right now. Samoa are on top of Pool C, but they still have to play both England and South Africa. After struggling in their first game, Scotland are looking for improvement against the USA. 3 first-half tries give them a 24-9 lead.
Great run this time by Daniele, and he's going to go in again, as he did against the Japanese in Townsville. Craig, Metcalf, Daniele again. Try number 2, is it? Simon Daniele.
The second half is marred by this. Martin Leslie will be suspended for 8 weeks for kneeing an opponent. The Scots secure a bonus point with 2 more tries, but are far from impressive in a 39-15 win.
And it took the experience of Gregor Townsend to give Scotland the vital bonus point.
With 2 wins from as many games, Scotland joined France at the top of Pool B. Penalty goals dominate the score sheet in the first half of the Italy-Canada game. The Italians lead at 9-6 at the break.
Italy ahead at half-time. Strikes it well.
It takes 18 minutes into the second half for the first try.
That scrum, it's now going to pay. Delapay against the run of play.
Trailing 19-9, the Maple Leafs mount several raids against a tiring defence before Quentin Fife sparks hopes of an upset with 13 minutes to go.
And now Fife! Oh, that's a try! Quentin Fife! And the Canadians are back in business.
Jared Barker has the chance to cut the gap to 2 with this penalty attempt in the closing stages.
The uprights. Bounces back into the field of play.
The Italians hang on to win 19-14. Their next game with Wales is critical. It will decide which of the 2 teams will finish second and go into the quarter-finals with New Zealand from Pool D. It is a demanding schedule for both Argentina and Romania. The Pumas are playing their 3rd game in 12 days, the Romanians the 3rd in 11. After a tight start, the Pumas, led by their forwards, eventually take advantage of their rivals' tiring defence and high mistake rate.
Gaetan is on fire. Hernandez Miranda. Here comes Hernandez. Yes! Try number 2.
Argentina win 53 and is already thinking about its next vital game against Ireland in just 4 days' time. After stretching Scotland and France, Japan have high hopes for their game against Fiji, set to be one of the most entertaining of the preliminary rounds. Andrew Miller's extraordinary drop goal inspires his team early.
Miller, drop goal from halfway. And it's over! In fact, I think it was the other side of halfway. It was. There we go, that looked like 51 metres. That is a great strike. He had a bit of breeze. He also had 3 metres over the crossbar. Yes!
But the gallant Japanese are eventually overpowered by players who make a habit out of starting something from nothing.
Inside the 22, Little over the top it goes now to Rossilla. He turns it back on the inside and there's the first try of the match. Koya Mombele, Rui Vandra, good ball. Tuilevu, nobody in front of him. I see it, Tuilevu. He has got a double for Fiji.
There are few greater flashes of brilliance than this effort by fullback Norman Legere.
Kick and chase. Will it stay in the field of play? This could be a sensational try! Oh! There was nothing on in the halfway. Here's the grounding of the ball. Try!
Japan suffer their worst defeat of the tournament, 41-13.
Over there, it's Rambuni. And he gets it over to Mariko Vunumbaka.
The win keeps Fiji's quarter-final hopes alive. Their date with destiny will come in a week's time when they play Scotland. Game 24, the halfway mark of the World Cup, provides one of the magical moments. New Zealand and Tonga, 2 tribes, going to war.
atmosphere now at Suncorp Stadium.
Sadly for the Tongans, it's the only time they hold their own against their illustrious opponents.
Carter, now McDonald, and Howlett has to stop. Kick back in field, oh, great skill. Carter gets the fan going. What a try!
The All Blacks aren't at full strength. They experiment with positional changes in the back line, yet show more than enough to make other Cup heavyweights sit up and take notice.
Now Thorne, Williams running onto it, Caleb Ralph, Corey Flynn, Flynn crashes over for his first try, his second test match.
Caleb Ralph, Doug Howlett and Muls Muliaina each cross for 2 tries in the 91-7 hiding.
Muls Muliaina, 4 tries earlier against Canada and now he's got 1. Brad Thorne, pop one over. McDonald gives it out to Howlett, and Howlett's going to run around for 2 tries in about 2 minutes.
So the tournament favourites continue on their winning way. In 3 games, they've scored 229 points for just 20 against. The South Africans rest many of their key players for their game against lowly Georgia. But if they expect an easy night, they're jolted out of cruise control. The South Africans show enough good play in patches to lead 24-6 at half-time.
De Kock. Easy try for Rousseau. The first one of the game. Now De Kock. Hogarth. Rousseau. Easy as you like for Van Niekerk. Not Smith. De Kock.
And when Danny Rousseau crosses for his second straight try after the break, it appears the Springboks have clicked up a gear.
Yes!
But with Hendro Scholz in the sin bin for killing the ball, the Georgians play above themselves in one of the most stirring efforts by a second-tier nation so far. Hooker David Dardunashvili with the honour of scoring his country's first ever World Cup try.
Claude Sorrell.
Ahead by just 13 points midway through the second half, the Springboks move away in the closing stages.
Clever kick, tries on, bounce important. Quick ball needed. Smith, beautifully picked up by Hogarth. Butter, off he goes. A low-flying missile in the end.
The South Africans win 46-19, much closer than they would have expected. On the other hand, the Georgians may not have won, but they do claim the hearts of the Sydney crowd.
Today we played with South Africa, and with us it's a very big pleasure because South Africa is a very big team. It's very good for us. We are lost, but it's very good for us for our experience.
The Springboks move to the top of Pool C, but have played 1 more game than England and Samoa. After their 82-point thrashing of Romania a week before, the Wallabies hold high hopes of an even bigger win against Namibia. It takes just 2 minutes for the Africans to open their gate.
Takiri with some neat footwork, and what about the reverse pass for Latham? Through Gito.
What follows shows just how wide the gap is between the top-shelf nations and those battling to move forward.
And Takiri strolls over on a Saturday afternoon at the Adelaide Oval.
The Australians are resting many of their frontline players and their replacements far. On a ground more renowned for hosting cricket tests, a cricket score is looming. At half-time, 69-0.
Lovely pass there for Latham. And that's his hat-trick. They got him that time. Whittaker now. Overlap on the right for Australia. Smith. Here's Justin Harrison. And it's Hooker Paul.
The rout continues after the break as the Wallabies go on a record-breaking spree. 22 tries, a new national mark. Fullback Chris Latham becomes the first Australian to score 5 in a test. And the final margin, 142-0, is the biggest in World Cup history.
As Rogers scoots, he's got too much pace, and Matt Rogers burns them.
Yeah, I mean, it was an honour for us playing here, playing against the Wallabies, and I mean, we learn a lot. For amateur side, or one of the last ranked sides playing against the best in the world,
It was great, and I mean the score wasn't on our side, but all congratulations to the Wallabies. They were excellent.
Unbeaten after 3 games, the tournament hosts have scored 256 points for only 16 against. Their biggest challenge, though, expected to come in their next game when they tackle Ireland. In one of the most significant games of the tournament so far, Italy and Wales meet to determine who will finish second in Pool D. It's a tough, grinding affair. Welsh winger Mark Jones scores the first try.
It's on for a try here. Williams shifts it on, and it's the winger, Jones, who gets it down. This is Mark Jones.
The Italians keep in touch through the kicking of Rima Wakarua. But it's not enough to stop Wales from having the better of open play. They score 2 further tries to knock the gallant Italy out of the tournament. Final score, 27-15.
Oh, brilliant tackle on him by the fullback, and now Harris gives an excellent pass, and it's Parker.
With a quarter-final spot already guaranteed, the Welsh have one preliminary game to go. What a challenge it is, against the All Blacks in 8 days. In front of nearly 79,000 fans at Sydney's Olympic Stadium, there's much talk that France are quietly and confidently moving towards an assault on the Webb Ellis Trophy. And nothing they do against Scotland damages their growing reputation. Frederick Michalak is on target early.
Looking for 3 points. Michalak. It's close. It's there.
None more impressive than the loose forwards.
Makes the break. Gives it now to her, Nordique, pops it over to Benson. Wonderful work there by the French loose forwards.
Leading 19-6 at half-time, they stroll away with the contest after the break.
Good two-handed take by Fionn, the young lock. And now her in Nordique, and they're driving towards the line, they're over. Michalak got away from 1, 2. Frederick Michalak, great individual try.
They score 5 tries to 0 in a clinical 51-9 victory.
And chased by Bruce, try time, individual skills by the fullback, Nicholas Bruce.
For us to play a good match because it was the first place of the group in the game, and the condition climatic was difficult because it rained before the match. It was difficult to catch the ball, but we are very happy about our performance tonight.
With the bonus point, the win puts France comfortably alone at the top of Pool B. Scotland and Fiji are fighting for the second quarter-final spot. A quarter-final spot is the prize for the winner of the Argentina-Ireland game. The Pumas take an early lead after a penalty goal by Gonzalo Quesada.
And the Pumas are a penalty goal up, early stages.
It's a toe-to-toe contest. Neither side gives an inch. The Irish eventually find the first crack.
That was Fernandez-Love. Keats Woods. Here it is for Quinlan. Coletto. Quinlan, yes!
It's the only try of the game, but it's a bittersweet moment for Alan Quinlan. He dislocates his shoulder so badly that his World Cup is over. The rest of the contest is a mix of immense commitment, brutal defence and limited scoring chances through penalty kicks and drop goals.
Minutes now, Quesada's drop goal attempt. Coletto drop goal. He's hit it pretty well. It's close. Bravo! That is a huge psychological blow for Coletto and his teammates.
With 23 minutes remaining, Argentina lead at 12-10. Tensions run high with a series of ugly incidents. Pumas' Roberto Grau and Maurizio Reggiardo are later charged with gouging and receive 9 and 6 week suspensions respectively. It means little to their World Cup campaign because Ireland kicks in front in the closing stages through replacement fly half Ronan O'Gara. Their lead is never headed. They hold on in a thriller 16-15.
It really was a dramatic victory here.
I almost can't believe how badly we played. we didn't leave ourselves down because we came away with the victory at the end, but we seemed to freeze somewhat. This is a phenomenally hard game for us. It was, I suppose, the weight and expectation of 4 years. Even if we weren't feeling it, I think we felt it today.
Good luck to the Irish, and we hope we get better for next World Cup.
So the shattered Pumas are on their way home. Ireland's next game is against Australia to determine the top of Pool A. Throughout the World Cup's history, the tiny, proud Pacific Island nation of Samoa has earned the reputation of being a giant killer. Today, they meet the ultimate Goliath, England. It's the tournament favourites against the crowd favourites. Only the bravest would dare predict what will happen in the first half.
He's curved it back beautifully. This is a great build-up by Samoa. Va. Whanalua got it away again. Faasavalu, chance for Satiti. Oh, what a start. What a start for Samoa. What a moment for Satiti.
Neil back came detached. Referee being very lenient, although he's got his arm out showing advantage to England. We'll wait and see if they're able to advance the ball further or score.
Samoa are back in front at the Telstra Dome in Melbourne. Distance again is fine. Oh, that's superb stuff.
The Samoans lead 16-10. If that isn't a surprising enough sight, this surely is. Johnny Wilkinson missing a simple penalty attempt.
Wilkinson misses one, hits the upright, and it's kicked out by a gallant Samoan.
He makes amends soon afterwards. England trails by 3 points at half-time.
This time, Wilkinson guides it through.
As the second half begins, the crowd of 50,000 is asking, are the Samoans on the verge of one of the greatest upsets in World Cup history? Their hearts and spirits lead their charge, but there are early signs they will struggle to match England's strength and fitness.
It's crumbled in front, there's a penalty try.
Penalty try because Samoa brought that scrum down as England were advancing it.
2016 England. Earl Va'a cuts the gap to 1, then puts his side ahead again with 18 minutes left.
And it will take a mighty rendition.
But the English retain their composure, and having regained his touch, Wilkinson is inspiring.
Penalty will go against Leala Manua. An attempted drop ball to Johnny Wilkinson, and he puts England back in the lead. Dawson, Wilkinson, kicking to the far side.
Oh, brilliant.
Balshaw,
brilliant.
Beautiful try. Try awarded. No doubt that he was onside.
This is what England do. Johnny Wilkinson is a genius. No, that's still on offer, but this is beautiful rugby.
England finished the stronger. A converted Phil Vickery try extends the difference to 13 points. With just 5 minutes to go, the match is as good as over.
Phil Vickery scores the try.
The Samoans continue to leave their marks in what is a fright night for the favourites. In a controversial finish to the game, England are caught with a 16th player on the field. Replacement back Dan Luger.
22 off. 22.